Hello, beautiful and beloved ones. This is Lorelei from the Tightrope to 5D Music Reactions, and welcome back, or welcome for the first time. And if you wonder about that strange message, stick around to the end. That strange title, sorry. Stick around to the end. I'm going to give you a special message about this historic shift from third dimensional consciousness to fifth dimensional consciousness. Never happened before for an entire planet. So that's pretty cool. But first, we're gonna do Dimash Qudaibergen. The show must go on. Let's see what he has in store for us today.
Empty spaces, what are we living for? Abandoned places, I guess we know the score. On and on, does anybody know what we are looking for? Another hero,
Hold on a minute.
another.
See if they have. Can we put the captions in English? Closed captions. So I want closed captions, but can we do this in English? Can we do it in English? Huh. Okay, I don't see a way to do it in English. It is on, but let's just go back and start it again. Start. So here we go.
Spaces, what are we living for? Abandoned places, I guess we know the score. On and on, does anybody know what we are looking for? Another hero, another mind describe behind the curtains. In the pantomime, hold the line. Does anybody want to take it anymore? Show must go on. Show must go on. Inside my heart is breaking. My makeup may be flaking, but my smile still stays on.
I so love it when he goes into that higher realm of his voice, and that range is so beautiful. The sound's so beautiful. Oh my goodness, what a song! It's kind of like no matter what terrible things are going on, like it feels like a sense of hopelessness, if you will, no matter what terrible things are going on, the show still has to go on, and you have to paste that face on there. So wow, powerful. We'll go back a little bit, but don't forget, friends, I have my membership tiers now. So if you want to get some really special content, go check out the video about those. It's right at where you access those tiers. There's a little video, and you can see if one of those tiers would be of interest to you. But let us continue with this wonderful song. Go back a little bit and hear that beautiful note he gave us.
Inside my heart is breaking. My makeup may be flaking, but my smile still stays on. I have a habit, I leave it all to chase, and not the courage, not the first romance on the known. Does anybody know what we are looking for? Another hero, another mind described behind the curtain in the pantomime. Hold the line. Does anybody want to take it anymore?
I know he's going to do something great here, so I'll stop him for a minute. My goodness. So, have you ever had that experience? Like, just like he's describing, like, just feel like everything's falling apart, but you still got to get up and, put that show on, put that face on, or go to work, or whatever it is, give me a comment in the notes. And I've seen this one done by a few other people, but I'm telling you, I don't think I've ever seen it done this well. Oh my goodness, he's doing such a great job. And by the way, don't forget to like if you're enjoying this, and subscribe, and hit a like for his later on. He's doing so well. Let's go back here a little bit. Hear that build up.
Hero, another mind described behind the curtain in the pantomime. Hold the line. Does anybody want to take it anymore? Show must go on. Show must go on. Inside my heart is breaking. My makeup may be flagging, but my smile still stays on.
That again, that was so extraordinary, wasn't it? That violin playing, and he's playing it more like as if it was an upward, what's the name of that instrument? I can't think of it right now, but oh my goodness. But I wanted you to comment, because Dimash makes you think back on, like, he really makes you think. He really gives you that remembrance, that understanding, of what has been in your world that's like that. Like, for instance, for me, when I was dealing with my husband having an addiction, but every day I had to get up, I had to take care of those children, I had to take care of the business, that, whatever was falling through the cracks with his situation, and like, show must go on, and my heart was breaking, like he says. So let me know in the comments if you've had that experience. But let's hear this wonderful thing again.
Of yesterday, recall but never die. I can fly my far. Yeah, yeah, show must go on. He's further to regret. I am never giving in. Got it
gives every ounce of his energy, like every bit that he has. It crumples him almost up into a ball, just giving every ounce of energy that he has. I'm telling you, in comparison, the other ones I've seen, they don't even cut the mustard. This is so unbelievable. Let me go back a little bit. my goodness. Look at.
Thank you very much.
And that is my favorite when he goes at that really, really high range, you know, singing like almost sounds like a woman. My goodness, it's crazy. Ah, wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, so that was just so extraordinary, so unbelievable. Like I said, I've seen other people sing this song, and it is trite nonsense compared to what he just did with it. Holy moly. He just like knocked that out of the ballpark. Wow. Oh my goodness. So let's put it on my scale. Let's put in my scale, like 1 being very third dimensional, fear, pain, sadness, anger, and 10 being very fifth dimensional, love, peace, joy, bliss. Oh my goodness. This is like, you know, there's that theme of like sort of pasting a smile on a life that's really not what you'd wish it for it to be, right? And going on with the show, you know, even though, you know, not in a positive way necessarily, you know, like some of the old songs about it, but like more like, you know, you got no choice but to go on with the show, even though everything seems to be falling apart. So there is that theme to it, but the way he did it, so uplifted, so beautiful, the sound of it, you know, just so, I mean, just gorgeously sung, and you know, just how the notes feel on the cells of your body, you know, is uplifting. So it's kind of like in that place where the way he did it, so uplifting and so moving too. The words though are a little more third dimensional, so I'm going to go with like an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. An 8, because it is pulling you that direction, but you still got some of that third dimensional stuff going on, you know. But and that's not how well he did it. If I had to say how well he did it, you know, he'd be off the chart. I don't think they have a chart high enough for him, actually. He blows so many. I mean, he's so good. He blows a lot of people away, really. Oh, my goodness. So that was really wonderful. So friends, if you would like to know, by the way, a little bit about me, you can go to the About Me video on this channel, which leads you to a longer video about what I call my forged in the fire journey of this third dimensional life. And also there's a link in the notes that's about Lorelei. Some of the things I've created, that's on Patreon. And if you'd like to assist in any way, like support me in any way, there's the supers that are on my videos now, the super thanks you can do. And there's also Buy Me a Coffee that's on my main channel description. And also, if you do go to the Lorelei page on Patreon, there's a way to support me there too. So I want to just tell you, I so appreciate your support, all of you who are just so generous with your support and with watching. I just so appreciate you. Okay, beloved ones, let's get to the message today, which is, how exactly do we evolve our consciousness to the higher 5D consciousness? How do we evolve the consciousness we currently have, which seems so kind of stuck in third dimension? You know, how do we evolve it to that fifth dimensional area, that consciousness, that love, that peace, that joy, that bliss, you know? And the first thing I would say to all of you is take heart, because it is happening. And it's happening at a breakneck pace according to how consciousness would usually shift. You know, some of the things that we've already shifted in our consciousness are just so extraordinary that we would even begin to shift these things. You know, for an instance, you know, about 50 years ago, maybe, when I was young, okay, for let's say 40 years ago or something, it was unheard of that, you know, you could even consider overcoming the physical reality, you know, that you could think that anybody except maybe Jesus or something could possibly overcome the reality and cause what would be like looking like sort of miracles or kinds of things like that. And then fast forward, and now you have all of these books, entire books written 50 years later, you know, on the secret, on the law of attraction, on how to overcome the physical reality, talking about what's been done with the Buddhist monks in Tibet and how they overcame the physical reality. We have entire books written on this, okay? And people actually have it in their consciousness. And I'm actually working in my I Am readings, I myself personally, and also bringing it to you in my top tier of my members, the Saint Germain's 33 discourses of the I Am consciousness, where literally you use your God-given divine I Am consciousness to overcome anything, to even the very physical reality, to create it how you want it to be, anything at all. That's what we're doing in that. And that's what's happening actually in concrete space and time. And things like, for instance, a few years ago, I had left my guitar in a basement's friend when I had moved in a friend's basement when I had moved at one point, and there was a flooding there, and my guitar was completely warped, like unrecognizably, like just warped. And so I kind of stuck it in a bag because the case had gotten ruined, and I just was like heartbroken, but I just put it somewhere in a closet. And several years later, I thought maybe I'll try the guitar, but I wonder if it'd even be possible to use that guitar because I love that guitar. It's so beautiful. And I didn't even know if it would be possible to use it. So I had called up the guitar store and I said, do you think you could put strings on this? And they said, well, how bad is it warped? And I said, well, I haven't looked at it in years. And I pulled it out, not a warp on it, not a single bit of warping, not the tiniest little bit. I don't know what happened to it. It fixed itself. And I mean, this was majorly warped, like a big old warp. This was not like a little thing. And somehow it fixed itself. And then same thing with like some of the circles I run in. One of the particular people, when I was doing certain courses in this kind of thing, they talk about how a group of them, the car was broken. Like the car couldn't drive because of some part was broken. And they all just walked around and they did what they do, in their higher kind of 5D consciousness way. And they said, you know what? It's not even broken. It's totally fine. The car is fine. There's nothing wrong with the car. And they were saying this to each other and all that and everything else. And we're just going to get it in to drive. And guess what? They got in it and they drove. And there was nothing wrong with the car. Because this thing that was wrong with it, like it couldn't drive it. Period. End of story. So these are the things that are actually happening in our world. Now, they may not be happening to you yet, because maybe you haven't sort of gotten on the bandwagon, but they're happening with a whole lot of people. A whole lot of people are finding this ability to overcome the very physical reality. And then just the consciousness, the higher forward progressive consciousness, So first of all, one of the things we're doing in our world right now is we're kind of delving up all the nastiness that's been going on. We're kind of digging at the bottom of this septic sewer, the swamp, and we're pulling up the crud that's been under there, and we're getting rid of it a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. We're not just trusting the okey doke anymore, right? Whatever the government tells us or the people in power, we're just not trusting the okey doke. We're actually going about the business of saying what is really true. And then once we find out something not good is happening, we're cleaning it up, okay? So this is what's going on even as we speak. Now, 40, 50 years ago, you just completely trusted, oh, the FBI was good and the CIA was good and all the presidents were great. Everybody's good. It's all the good guys out there, right? No, no, that isn't actually the case. So we're finding out the truth and we're beginning to sift through the mess that we've got out there. So that's a huge upgrade in consciousness, because we're not living our life with the blinders on anymore like this, like we were living our life. Me too, by the way, right? So that's a huge upgrade we've already done, right? Other things, like when I was younger, I just did what I did, and I lived how I lived, and I was who I was, and I didn't really think much about it at all. I didn't even delve into who I was or how I thought when I was younger. And now we hear children or young people going, well, that is so codependent. She's just a people pleaser. That's the thing, right? And I'm like, where did you get those words? I went through 20 years. I was in like group therapy for 4 years, and I was in, other kinds of personal growth for 17 years. And here you come up with, right, these terms. Like, where did you get these terms? Like, they already know what that is. They're coming out of, the womb, way more knowledgeable and more, I would say, wise. The young people are wise. Now, of course, I'm not talking about, the ones in the gangs and all, but your average young people walking around, they're pretty wise. Sometimes sometimes they're more on track than we are, You could ask them for advice, like my nieces and stuff like that. So, it's really happening. It's really there. There is so much of shift in consciousness already happening. And it doesn't take much. It's that 100th monkey effect. When you talk about so many different things we've shifted our consciousness or are shifting our consciousness about. But when you talk about this whole business of really overcoming the physical reality and knowing that that's possible, it's really about the 100th monkey effect. You know, when they had these monkeys on a particular deserted island, the monkeys didn't get off that island at all, but they came to the island and they taught those monkeys how to dip a sweet potato and wash it off before they ate it. And so they taught those monkeys and taught them and taught them and taught them. Now, after 100 monkeys had been taught, all of a sudden, on other deserted islands that weren't even connected or anything else, those monkeys were washing their sweet potatoes. And that's like a consciousness shift. It's like the tipping point in the consciousness, in the world of consciousness, right? There is a tipping point. So as more and more of us believe that, for instance, there are higher beings, surrounding our planet, angels and archangels and ascended masters and galactic family of light, and they're surrounding our planet. As more and more of us believe that, there's a tipping point, and then suddenly everyone believes it. It seems like overnight, everyone believes it once you hit that tipping point. Or as more and more of us believe that, yes, we can, and we are overcoming the very physical reality to create this new heaven on earth, right? There's that tipping point, and suddenly, all of a sudden, what's going to happen when we reach that tipping point, and enough of us really believe it, boom, everybody believes it. You see, it's not that hard once you reach the tipping point, because consciousness is, we are connected. Literally, we are connected like a psychic connection between us. And I've proved this in my courses, by the way, that I teach or used to teach in the past, like personal growth type stuff. I can show you that we are actually psychically connected, and before your eyes, and you're going to see it. I won't go into the whole business of how that is, but it like every audience I've done it for, they were amazed. They were like, wow, we are. You see, because we are walking around in what you call a psychic soup, right? And we are picking up all that information, and we think it's just the thoughts in our head, by the way. We don't think it's from somebody else, but we're picking up the psychic soup all around us, right? But once that psychic soup is giving us joy and peace and love and bliss and abundance and harmony, instead of the crud it's giving us now, the warring and the arguing and the fighting and all that. But once the psychic soup is giving us that changes the whole ball game. You see, now we're using our psychic abilities for the good, for the benefit, for this wonderful new fifth dimensional earth we're talking about here. So believe me, friends, it is coming. It's not as far away as you might think. It's not as hard as you might think. The fifth dimensional consciousness is on the way. Okay, beloved ones, on that note, I'll send you that beautiful fifth dimensional consciousness. The love, the peace, the joy, the bliss, the harmony, the opulence, the fun, the play, the ease. Coming at you now. Namaste. I honor the God in you.